tranquil as a forest, but on fire within. Once you find your center, you'll be sure to win. You're the saddest bunch I've ever met, and you can bet before I'm through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you. Be a man.
You must be swift as a coursing river.
Be a man.
With all the force of a great typhoon. Be a man.
With all the force of a raging fire.
Mysterious as the dark side of the moon.
Who comes to mind when I say manly man? Yeah? MMA fighters, perhaps? Successful entrepreneur? Bruce Lee, the devilishly handsome GQ guys? Ooh, perhaps all of them. But without pursuing a life of taking responsibility, they're not men. For my speech today, I'd like to share what I think are the characteristics of manhood. My 3 main points are manly men have character. They communicate well, and they leave legacies. Remember the exercise we did in class, the Alligator River story? There was 4 men in that story, and they're all examples of men with bad character. Sinbad, he was evil. He took advantage of Abigail. Gregory, he thought he was more holy than Abby and didn't have any compassion for her. Ivan was a coward, and Slug, he was just a violent man who wanted to pick a fight. So this leads me to my first main point. Manly men have good character. In order to have good character, manly men must take responsibility. And in order to do that, they need to have good role models. So if you don't have a good role model, guys, find a mentor. It's really shocking to see nowadays how many men are prolonging their adolescence. They just don't want to grow up. These aren't men, they're boys who can shave. According to the article in Forbes.com, there's an increase in adult children moving back home to their parents. For some, it's a bad economy. But for others, it's because they don't have the discipline, they don't have the motivation in order to grow up, get a job, be a man. The article continues. Living now in the age of entitlement, children are growing up hearing they're wonderful, they're amazing, they can do anything they want, but they don't hear you need to work hard. You need to motivate yourself. You need to have a plan in order to achieve what you want. And so take initiative, men, and work hard. Men who don't grow up, they make it very difficult for everyone around them. Do you guys have friends out there that just borrow money from you and don't pay you back? Do you guys know people between the ages of 25 and older who stay at home in their parents' house, play video games all day, eating Cheetos? What do you want to say to them? Grow up, get a job, take some responsibility for yourself. And here's an incentive. You'll be more attractive to the opposite sex. Nothing says sexy like, hi, I have a job. I don't live in my parents' house. I pay my own bills. Ladies, don't settle. Don't. No fixer-upper is cute enough, hot enough for you. They won't be cute for very long when they're sitting in your couch, eating potato chips, playing video games, asking you for money. Hey, could I get some money so I can go out and play some pool with my boys? Brady talked about how America sucked the other day. I wish he was here. But I think if men took responsibility for themselves and their families, he probably would change his speech to, America doesn't suck so much. So let's move on to my second main point. Communication. Manly men communicate well. In class, we've learned a lot about communication. We've learned the sticky speech formula. We've learned about success. We've practiced and practiced. And with all this practicing, it's the information, allows us to make friends, persuade people, be better lovers, be more successful. So why do manly men need to communicate well? Well, I'll let you in on a secret. To have a good relationship with your wife, your girlfriend, you need to be able to talk to them not like your bros. Men have this propensity to talk side by side. In fact, we have very shallow conversations. Yo, hey, what you do? Watch the game. Okay, cool. Men they don't have depth to their conversations. And it's because we like to do things. We're action people. However, women, I've learned over the years of being married with my wife, as well as in Psychology 200, Lifespan Psychology, from Professor McNamara, that you need to have face-to-face conversations. Women who have good relationships with people, they have face-to-face conversations. They want to know what's going on in the person's life. They want to be known. So, men, we suck at that, and we need to practice. And so just remember, manly men communicate face-to-face. So let's move on to my third main point. Manly men leave legacies. There's so many opportunities in life that people chase after. Fame, fortune, status symbols. It's all meaningless in the end. When you look back in your life, you're not going to wish that you got that 50-inch TV screen when you got the 42, or the rims on your car, or the status symbols that make you look better than everybody else. In fact, you're going to look back and you're going to remember all the memories, the relationships that you've built, the people that you've invested in, and those who have invested in you. So investing your time to becoming a guild leader for World of Warcraft, probably not a good idea. Better to invest yourself in being a leader in the community. Or like Amanda spoke about, being a big brother and big sister. Or Rainey, what she talked about with adopting children. And Jane, just investing your time and money to helping organizations that free women from the sex slave industry. A national study by the Elliott Institute in 2002, 64% of women who had abortions were coerced by boyfriends and husbands who didn't want to take responsibility for their actions. How sad is it that the baby needed to die because these men, chose comfort over responsibility and legacy? 1 in 3 children will go to bed tonight without their daddy. And according to fatherhood.org, 24 million children live in families without a father. Man, that's not a good figure. If you read on, fatherless children, they have the propensity to be impoverished, emotional and behavioral problems, jail, teen pregnancies. The list goes on. This week, my son, who's 22 months old, he said, "I love you" for the first time. And that's really special. And that's the reason why we moved down here from Seattle. Because in Seattle, I was working 60+ hours a week, not investing my time to my family. And he's what's important. My daughter is who's important. My wife is who's important. So my hope is that men, you should invest your lives to your families. And it's not too early to think about what kind of a man you're going to be, what kind of a father you're going to be, what kind of a husband you're going to be. Have character. Invest in your community. Instead of saying, "Oh man, I live in a crappy town," or whatever. Invest in it. Invest in the people that are around you. Invest in your friends. And think legacy. Don't think instant gratification. Think generational. Think about the great-grandson or the grandson that you're going to have that's going to look back into your life and say, "Wow, my granddaddy Zach, my granddaddy Noah, my granddaddy William, now he was a man, and I just want to be just like him." So in conclusion today, I've talked to you about having character, communicating well, and leaving legacies. These are the great attributes of being a manly man. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be swift as a coursing river. And don't be mysterious like the dark side of the moon. I really want to talk to you guys today about this topic because I never was told this when I was growing up. And my 20s, I made a lot of foolish mistakes. I bought things to impress people that I didn't know with money I didn't have. I got myself into trouble with businesses that I didn't really see the character of my business partners. And that brought me into a lot of, cost me a lot. And so with all my poor decisions, I should have ended with a different story of my 20s. But I really thank God that I didn't get what I deserved. So I really want to encourage you guys today to have a legacy in mind, to invest your life in not just selfishness, but selflessness. And as many of you already said, this class has been a wonderful experience. And so I thank Jeff, I thank all of you. It's been wonderful getting to know all of you. And with that, I thank you.